What is happening, you guys? Today we will. Whoa, already starting this off as a bad video. Today we will be creating or looking at how I created this Travis Scott type beat. Yeah, without further ado, let's dive into it. First of all, we're gonna look at what it sounds like first.
Welcome to Tripsland.
So let's dive into it. So for starters, what I did was I used Xenology. I used the Biggie Brass. This is Xenology Lite, so it's the free version, 131 Biggie Brass. And I just created a repetitive kind of melody. So now if you see, I have half steps and stuff like that. That adds like a little bit of tension into it. And then we went up to whole steps, I think is what that is. We went up 2 whole steps and got ourselves this higher end kind of a noise in there. Right. So then what I did was I copied that over into another trumpet, but I just shortened those notes a little bit. It's all the same. I just shortened the notes just a little bit in there. And then I went into the string staccato and I created a bass line for it. And as you can see, for some of these higher notes right here, I drop down every other volume, the volume to every other one of them. And then for the bass notes, I just drop down these bass notes just a little bit. It's just so that they're higher than the higher ones, but they're not as high as the mids. So it gives you that. Almost sounds like a pirate beat, but it gives you the little bit of bounce in there. And then what I did was I went back into Xenology. I got the cinematic brass, 58. Also, again, free version, so you should have it. But cinematic brass right here, and I just followed the bass line and created a little bit of how do you say it, suspenseful kind of bass line. Yeah, just following the original bass line. And then what I did for the next one is I went into Xenology. Once again, if you haven't noticed, I really like Xenology, and I used 002 bit brass, which is my favorite. It just sounds so cool. Just adds more suspense to it a little bit. Right. So then all together, then you've got this. Right, so then you've got that. So then what I did was I put these into the channel rack mix, and I took some of the low ends out of all of them, and then put some reverb on some of them. And then for this trumpet right here, I just added a little bit of delay on there. Some EQ on those strings, and then some EQ on this one, taking out the low ends, and then took out the lows. And yeah, so then getting into the drums now. First what I did was I got the bass, which just follows the bass line. And then I got 2 snares, that are just your basic, snare pattern. Right, same with the other snare. Just follows your snare pattern. 2 hi-hats, which is our basic 2-step hi-hats, but they've got a little bit of bounce because every other one I turn the volume down on. Right, and then same with this one. I just turned, basic 2-step, just turn the volume down. Right, and then I got this little perk right here. Comes after each snare. Just kind of gives it a little bit more bounce in it. And then I got a kick. Right, and then I went and I got Spins 808. As you can hear, the kick is delayed from the 808, gives it a little bit more bounce. And then I also used this hi-hat. Use a hi-hat, and together the drums all sound like this. Now let's get into the actual melody portion of it. So then what I did was I took the 4 regular melodies and I turned them into audio melodies, right? And then I went into these and I pitched all of them down all the way. It gives you this kind of like cool little vibe. Gives you like a dark vibe to it. And then I went in and I put all of those audios into their original mixer tracks. So all the audios have the same effects as the regular patterns, and then I just arranged it from there, basically, and that's how you got this banger instrumental.
Welcome to Tripsland.
Like this instrumental, it will be linked down in the description where you can go and purchase a lease for it. That is how I made a Travis Scott type beat from scratch. So thank you for watching, and please join in next week for our next video. Peace out.